celebrating a real mate's life. My mate, Bram. It was with honour and a proud heart that I was asked by Linda to say a few words to celebrate the life of my real mate. A loving husband, a good man, a sportsman, a man who was never shy of hard work and long hours. A Christian brother that attended this church on Philip and was also a member of the Western Sydney Emmaus community, along with myself and probably many of you attending today. For me personally, I have the pleasure to speak about a long-time neighbour of 27 years. A real mate. My mate. Abraham George Thomas Jerris, Bram. The godfather of our daughter Alicia. He was one half of a loving couple who loved our kids unconditionally. Even with that Yorkshire accent, he was a very proud Australian. He even had a certificate to prove it. He was also my mate. The mate that told me I was the brother he never had. Now let's go back some 27 years to Bram's first introduction to us, the Bram. My wife Diane was out chasing up our son Philip with what Guy says with a small branch off a tree in her hand, because Philip had gone around the corner to our other neighbours, the Tarrants, to play with their boys, but without asking permission first. Bram's description of the event to Linda was, I've just seen this very pregnant woman chasing a poor little boy with a piece of 42. Sort of made me like believe. And since then, as neighbours, we've grown to be close friends. No, that's wrong. We're family. This close connection has seen Bram and I work a turf farm. We've tried our hand at landscaping business, along with a very young Philip Brown, as Uncle Bram would always call him. Most of those days started at sun up and finished at sundown, and sometimes even later. I think Phil was about 4 or 5 when he started coming down to the surf farm with us, but not to play. He worked. He ran chook manure into a spreader so it wouldn't jam up while it was in motion. He steered a tractor. He drove the truck while Bram and I loaded the turf rolls onto the rear truck. To this day, I believe that is when Phil learned his good work ethics. The only problem young Phil had was that his mum would make him peanut butter and honey sandwiches for lunch, but Uncle Bram would eat most of them. So he had to go back to his mum and say, look, I need to have some extra sandwiches because Uncle Bram keeps pinching mine. Bram and I played soccer for Penrith RSLs over 30s, and as the years went along, over 35s. Fortunately for us, the year we retired, the team won the grand final, so it was a good way for us to finish. But I can't stop there. I need to say this. I've played soccer on and off since I was about 8 years old. And I tell you this, I've never played with a footballer as brilliant with the ball as Bram. I mean, never. He wouldn't agree. He'd probably play it down, but he was. During the years Bram worked the turf farm, winter was always a downtime in this road, which worked out all right for us. It was Diane and my wedding anniversary was in early August. So as normal, we shared the opportunity to head down south to New South Wales snowfields for some rest and relaxation for 7 whole days. We shared a bungalow in Jenderbond. It was great. We skied all day. We ate well each night, which definitely suited Bram because he was pretty good with the too. Everyone's plate was cleaned up by him at the end of each city, but we also 6 was very bring off wine. We also went on various other events together. We travelled to Tasmania for holidays twice together. We travelled to Melbourne together as business owners of the Amway Corporation. We shared lunches and dinners at each other's homes. We have an evening group Bible study group, which each week, along with other Christian friends of ours, attend at Bram and Linda's home. We always celebrate our birthdays together. We share home renovations. He was always there to help me counting out the collection monies for Sunday morning service. But as he always joked, he was there to give us 10%. Okay. But we all supported each other when the times were rough, and we celebrated when the times were good, as real friends do. Anyhow, back to the story. After some years of being a sole trader in the turf trade, Bram saw that the grass would be greener on the other side of business. That was being an employee didn't seem too bad. So he joined the firm Fantech, which Linda had been an accountant for some time. He started off in the workshop floor, moved up to workshop manager. The next move was to become a sales rep for the firm, and also took on the added responsibility of the on-site troubleshooting. Well, let's step back. While Bram was still in the workshop, our son Philip and the Tarrant boys were around the corner were in high school. So where should they do their school work experience? At Fantech. So between Linda and Bram, they managed to make it all happen. Now this is a couple who had no children of their own. They were Uncle Bram and Auntie Linda to all the neighbours' kids. They had sleepovers, barbecues with kids. They would help the kids with their homework. They even have a special room in the house full of pillows and foam as a playroom. It was like a holiday resort for kids. Bram and Linda built a swimming pool in their backyard. The kids were allowed to use the pool under strict rules and regulations. With these rules during the working week, one of these rules during the working week was they could swim up to school under adult supervision, and only Linda and Uncle Bram finished work at 5 o'clock. So at 5:30 p.m, everyone was to be out, because it was only Linda's and Uncle Bram's personal time in the pool. But when it came to the weekends and the pool, Uncle Bram was king of the kids, and they loved him for it. Linda and Bram have a passion that involves the accommodation of visiting Chinese students. They have had a number of students under their roof, and Bram would always share a few words from a good book with them. I'm sure they were always eager to listen. Bram often spoke of a parable in the Bible of the mustard seed. Matthew chapter 13, 31 to 32, and Matthew 17, 20 to 21. But this is a small passage from Bram's favourite, and it reads like this. The Lord said, because you have so little faith, I tell you the truth. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to here, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. I believe the small conversation Bram had with Diane was like a mustard seed in Bram's life in becoming the dedicated Christian he was over Mr. Page. I believe the small conversation Bram had with Diane was like a mustard seed in Bram's life, becoming a dedicated Christian. God has a walk through life pretty much